Hi everyone, my name's Matt and I work on the CS team at Figured. Today we're going to look at snapshots in the planning grid. We're going to be looking at what a snapshot actually is, snapshot management, and reporting on snapshots. Let's dive into the farm and take a look at these snapshots. So firstly, you need to be in the planning grid, which is located under the planning tab. And you'll see I've got this take snapshot button up the top right here. So what even is a snapshot? So a snapshot is essentially a photo of your farm at a point in time. And it's used to lock down those budgets that we're creating at the start of the year, but also hold any reforecast that we make throughout the year as well. So we can always report back on any snapshots we take and look at the different movements of the farm at that time. So you can take as many snapshots as you want, and the first snapshot you take in the planning year is going to be your annual plan. So instead of this saying take snapshot, it would say approve plan, and when you take it, that would automatically set to your annual plan. But you can always take a new snapshot in the future and override that annual plan with another snapshot if you would like to. So let's take a look at this now. I can click take snapshot. I can give the snapshot a name. I can choose when the actuals are pulling through to. So by default, this will go to my current global date settings. And I can also add a description. So I might want to add in a bit of description about why I'm taking the snapshot so I can jog my memory later on when I'm reporting on it. And for this instance, as we've already got a snapshot for this planning year, I can choose to set a new snapshot as the annual plan. So we're running on the idea that your annual plan is your budget that you'll create at the start of the year. And then you can take more snapshots if you need to throughout the year upon different reforecasts. And as I said earlier, you can take as many as you like. So it is really good to add a bit of a description in so you can look back at that down the line. Now, it's important to note as best practice to set your account configuration when you first create your farm with Figured, because then you don't have to worry about changing those categories later down the line. And because a snapshot is uneditable, if you then recategorize an account and change the category, the snapshot is not going to update with that change in categorization. So you would have to take a new snapshot in order to see those changes pull through. And also, if you use the tools import last year's actuals, this will automatically take a snapshot of the current view before those actuals are imported in. And that's just to protect any data that you might have already had in there so it's not lost. And I'll show you what that looks like in the snapshot management page. So you can manage your snapshots under this tab here. So I'll jump into this. And you can see we've got our different snapshots listed out here. They've got the snapshot name, whether they are the annual plan, and you've got the descriptions here as well. So I can go through, and if I wanted to edit them, I could only change the name and the description. I can't edit any of the actual information in it. And you'll see down here, I've got this pre-import snapshot. So this was automatically created as I used the import last year's actuals tool. So that's what's showing there. Now we recommend you do take snapshots as much as you need to, and this could be every time we reforecast. And then coming in here can be important down the line if you want to archive any old ones. And I can't actually archive these ones because they are set to the annual plan. So once you create that first annual plan, that first budget for the year, that needs to be in place. So you won't be able to archive those. You can also search by different types and different years if you've got quite a lot of snapshots to manage in this page. Now, lastly, let's have a quick look at the reports. So I'm jumping into the cash flow report here. And what I've got is I've got it for my period of 2022, actuals and forecasts. In the comparison period, this is where I'll select my snapshot and I'll have all that comparative data coming through. So in this report here, you can see I've got the blue lines. That's the comparison against my snapshot. So you can kind of give that direct match up and look at that sort of comparative data there. What you can also do is you can choose to report on the snapshot itself. So if I click through there and I select this budget here, click run report, you can now see I'm looking at my cash flow of my snapshot here. So this could also be a quick way if you wanted to actually get an overview of what that snapshot was at that time without any comparative data. You can also run a variance report on snapshots. So if I click into my variance report and I've got this additional option selection open, you can see that I've selected the options of comparing actual month versus snapshot month and actual year to date versus snapshot year to date. So it's obviously important that I select my snapshot, and then you can see we've got this comparison data here with actuals versus the budget 22 for the month of October, and then our year to date comparison here too.